Have you ever felt lost and alone, like the weight of the world was on your shoulders? Well, I have. I remember one time facing a situation that seemed impossible. Fear threatened to consume me. I didn't know where to turn. Doubts swirled in my mind. It felt like I was drowning in a sea of despair. The future seemed bleak and uncertain. I desperately searched for a glimmer of hope, but everything seemed dark. It's easy to let fear take control in these moments. We can allow it to paralyze us, but there is a better way. The Israelites faced a terrifying enemy and a seemingly impassable barrier. They had every reason to panic. Their human instincts screamed at them to run, but Moses told them to stand still. Can you imagine the courage that took? They had to silence the voices of doubt and fear. They had to choose faith over fear. They had to trust in a God they could not see. And so they stood at the edge of the Red Sea, waiting for a miracle. This story reminds us that God is a God who shows up. He's a God of miracles. He's a God who fights for his people. He's a God who can do the impossible. When we face seemingly insurmountable challenges, we must remember the Red Sea. God is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine. He is not limited by our circumstances. He is not intimidated by our fears. When we feel overwhelmed, we must remember his power. Transformation through trust. When we choose to stand still in faith, we open ourselves up to experiencing God's power in our own lives. We begin to see his hand at work. We start to recognize his fingerprints on our circumstances. Our fear is replaced with peace. Our doubt is replaced with confidence. This transformation is not about our strength, but about God's power working through us. It's about surrendering our will to his and trusting in his perfect plan. When we choose to trust in God's plan, we are choosing to believe in his goodness. We're finding stillness in the storm, but when those moments come, we must remember the Red Sea. We must remind ourselves of God's faithfulness. We must choose to stand still and see his salvation. Finding stillness in the storm doesn't mean being passive. It doesn't mean sitting back and doing nothing. It means quieting our hearts before God. It means listening for his voice above the roar of the storm. It means trusting that he is in control. When we do this, we will find a peace that surpasses all understanding. Embracing the promise. He is asking us to stand still and see his salvation. Embrace the promise found in Exodus 14:14. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still. Take heart, dear friends, no matter what you are facing today. God is with you. He is fighting for you. He is on your side. Choose to stand still in faith. Choose to trust in his unfailing love and watch as he parts the waters of your own Red Sea.